So we're done with this sequence over here with the cannons. No, there's still 2 more parts of the doom. As we work backwards, we have a knife and a blood trail. And nothing else. For some reason the doors are locked, or a lot of them are. Until the doors you can open have a little eye, the ones you can't have an X. A knife, blood trail, and a body. The stopwatch didn't go as far back.
No, you're cut.
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best.
Aye.
To pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
What do we get from that? We have 2 names, Pete and Brennan. He was friends with Pete. And he's calling out to Brennan. I don't think it would be the person coming down the stairs, but... Why did it... He looks like he's listening in front of 2 dead bodies. So, that might be Brennan. And we know this person works with Pete, who is dead at this point in time. I think that's all we have to go on. But he was stabbed and bled out on the way into that room. Actually, what room is that? Because we might be able to identify the other person who was in it, if we know whose room that was. Chapter 4, or Chapter 9, The Escape. Okay, yeah, that's not enough to identify him. But he bled out. He was stabbed and bled out. So knifed by who? We don't know. So tell Pete's mother. Try to help him. Brennan. Is that Brennan? Because that's the... I think that's the person standing... Screw it, we can just look. You. Who are you? Yeah, him. I'm guessing that's Brennan. I'm going to enter that in for the moment. Where's... Guessing it's a last name. Yeah, Henry. We have a Henry Brennan. Okay, in this room, we have 2 beds. That's the first mate. We already know who you are. Actually, is that even the... I went to the wrong section. Where were we? We were on Escape, Chapter 6. So, they're in the midshipman quarters. That kind of doesn't make sense for the first mate to be here. I mean, it kind of would make sense for the person who was stabbed to be coming here if they were a midshipman. Like, the first mate's room is over here. So he might have heard the commotion. But anyway, we've got 2 more bodies, or 1 at a time anyway.
Fish, you damn fool.
Ooh. So he was clubbed by Brennan. Or the person we're identifying as Brennan anyway. But he had just shot whoever this is. Oh, and the first mate is coming down the stairs. There's the Pete's friend. Crawling towards the midshipman room. I think that's all that's in this map. There's blood over there. Or was that just a spray from the gunshot? No, that's the wrong angle. That looks like... yeah, Pete's friend was stabbed all the way back here. Okay, so this guy was clubbed by Henry Brennan. But we don't know who he is. We do know clubbed. Brennan was a seaman. Yeah, Henry Brennan. And nothing else to identify, so we move on to the next corpse. The person who we heard be shot at the start of that memory. Or this memory. At least he didn't meander for this one. It's pretty late in the story.
Captain Cannon.
You have a plan?
Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. Hey!
He doesn't sound English.
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Bastard!
No!
So we heard the stabbing. Pete's friend getting stabbed. And the mutineer getting shot. By the person who gets clubbed next. So that means, yeah, the person who got clubbed is on the side of the captain. Means Brennan is against the captain. No, that doesn't make sense, because this guy was calling out mutiny. I guess it's a double cluster, and people got confused about who's for or against who and just started killing. You know, like Trouble in Terrorist Town. One person kills, and it just turns into a chain. Oh, damn, I didn't look up here. But he was shot by someone we don't know. We don't know who he is, we don't know who killed him. But he was shot in the head. Shot with a gun. Apparently the captain was in this scene. Probably upstairs where I didn't look at first. Yeah, there's stuff up here. There's a corpse dangling off the side of the railing. All being shoved over. didn't let them go. Hang on. That's one of the passengers. And I'm pretty sure that's the captain. Pointing his gun at the person who just got shot. So he really didn't want them to go, but the captain's saying to let them go. And to escape and leave. Yeah, that's both of the female passengers aboard the ship. So we can pretty much be sure that he was shot by the elder female passenger. I think it was Emily. So we don't know who he is, but he was shot with a gun by the elder female passenger who was... No, that's the captain's wife, Emily. Yeah, Emily Jackson. Is there anyone else new in here? No. I mean, we've got a new corpse. Yeah, I hate it when it meanders.
Last one. Move quick.
You'll not take the last push!
We heard a name shouted, Paul. There's no one else up on deck, so I'm guessing that's Paul. Most likely, the male passenger. He would have spent time with the other passengers. Actually, I wonder if I can see what's been going on downstairs at the same time. Yeah, there's the person that got stabbed. That blood wasn't for him. We've got another corpse down here. And they're discussing mutiny. Okay, so this was Paul stabbed by... we don't know who. Actually, no, that's not a passenger. He's standing over here, so that's not a passenger. Is there a... who's Paul? Is there only one Paul? Hopefully. I didn't see it. Did I go past it? Oh, yeah. There's a Paul Moss, First Mate Stewart. And that would be the only Paul on board, I think. He was stabbed with a sword. Or killed with a sword. By... we don't actually know his name. So that was part 2 of the escape. Still have part 1. But yeah, they were leaving. They were taking the last lifeboat. And whatever his name is, took offense to that. Right, the new corpse is down here. Missing an arm. Annoyingly, you also have to keep the trail in your sights or it doesn't progress. Like, if the trail progressed and I could just run down here, it might have been okay-ish.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
It's the squid. Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
The that. The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
He had his arm torn off and died from the bleeding. Hang on. He's just walking out of his office. You're walking down. Captain is walking up. I mean, he talked about a Frenchman. So we can pretty much be sure that he works with someone who's French. Who are you? You're one of the mates, so... yeah, first mate walking out of his cabin. One of the people standing there, I think that's the person that got stabbed. He's coming up from down below and decides to listen in on those people. It's a bit of a pain to talk about people when you don't know their names. Part 1. So this is basically after... oh, this is the bargain, which we don't have access to. So, they talked about the Frenchman. How many people who are from French in this list? Or France? My first look through didn't see anyone. Okay, there's one France person, and it's the bosun's mate, which would be the assistant to the bosun. So if he was caring about a Frenchman, it would make him the bosun. And he's missing an arm. That's how he bled out, so... torn apart. Getting the limb torn off by the beast. How many things am I missing? Okay, there's no one else that I could identify in this chapter. I think that's that chapter done. No one new to identify. The door opens. And I think that's all the information I'm getting from that chapter. It's also the first time we've completed a chapter front to back. Oh no, it isn't. We did the last one. We had a bunch of people who disappeared. Like, what assumption can we make? Let's see, at the end of this, where was the ship located? Oh wait. No, we go back to here, the escape. The ship is here. You'd say the nearest land Is Madeira or Africa? Or the Azores? Because we know people were getting into a boat to leave. And it says disappearances, they disappeared during the events of this chapter. So we don't know where they ended up. So we can say they're alive. Either the Azores or Africa. Possibly Europe. But there is one other clue about where they are. I mean, I know who this is. We saw him holding a briefcase next to him. Like the briefcase that we received at the start of the game. What was I going to check? Right, the very start message. So, French Office of Affairs in Morocco. I have to remind myself this every time. I'm pretty sure Morocco is Africa. Continent of Africa. So we know the people who escaped ended up in Africa. Another 3 ticked off. And I guess I'll find out if that's okay. So realistically, I can say both of these people also went to Africa. Don't know who they are. Well, I know who this one is. Just based off the gear he had with him in the boat. But the game won't let me identify him until we actually find him. Okay, are we in a memory? No, we're not in a memory at the moment.